7 days ago, I couldn't make it from my armchair to the kitchen without stopping twice to catch my breath. My legs felt like concrete, heavy, swollen, like I was dragging around the weight of a body that no longer belonged to me. It wasn't dramatic. I wasn't rushed to the hospital. There was no diagnosis, no crisis. But every step aged me, quietly, steadily, like time was settling into my knees, my calves, my bones. Maybe you felt that too, the subtle ache, the stiffness in the morning, that silent voice whispering, "This is just what getting older feels like." And like most people, I assumed there were only two options: live with it or start the cycle. Pills, doctor visits, tests, more pills. But something changed. And I almost didn't share this because it sounded too simple, too ordinary, too much like those stories you scroll past because you've been promised miracles before. But the truth is, I didn't take a single pill. I didn't see a doctor. I didn't buy anything fancy off late-night TV. What I used was already in my kitchen, in a forgotten bottle behind the spices I rarely touch. It was an oil, just oil. But not just any oil. This one had been quietly waiting, carrying centuries of wisdom inside it. I'm not here to sell you hope in a bottle. What I'm offering is something far deeper, a way to reconnect with your body. A small ritual that takes less than 10 minutes a day, but might just give you back something priceless. The ability to move with ease, to stand with confidence, to feel light again, in your steps and in your spirit. Before you scroll away, I want to ask you something. When was the last time you felt good in your own legs? Not fine, not getting by, but good, light, strong. If it's been a while, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll show you something that doesn't come from a lab. It comes from nature, from tradition, from healing touch. And maybe, just maybe, it's exactly what your body's been asking for.
Let's be honest, no one teaches us how to age. There's no handbook for what to do when your legs start sending messages you don't understand. At first, it's just a little stiffness when you get up, a strange tightness at the end of the day. You chalk it up to sleeping funny or overdoing it. But then one day, you're halfway up the stairs and you have to stop. Not because you're winded, but because your legs feel like they're dragging sandbags behind them. And it hits you. Something's shifted. Quietly. Gradually. No headlines, no warning lights. Just this slow, silent slipping away. You're not alone. This happens to millions of people, especially after 60. But here's the real problem. We've been told this is just aging. As if weakness, swelling, and nightly leg cramps are inevitable. As if there's nothing we can do but sit back and watch our independence fade. But the truth is more hopeful and more urgent. Let's look at what's actually going on inside your body. Because once you understand the root causes, you'll realize this decline is not irreversible. It's just misunderstood. First, circulation. As we age, our blood vessels stiffen, they lose flexibility, and our legs, being the farthest point from the heart, struggle the most. Blood pools, oxygen delivery slows, nutrients can't reach the tissues. That heavy, tired, dragging feeling, it's not in your head, it's in your blood. Second, fluid retention. Ever notice your socks leave a deeper mark by evening? Shoes feel tighter at night. That's not just water weight. It's a sign your body isn't eliminating fluids the way it used to, especially in the lower limbs. Swollen ankles, puffy calves, that squishy, tight discomfort. It's more than cosmetic, it's functional. It slows your every step. Third, muscle loss, what doctors call sarcopenia. We start losing muscle after 30. By 60, it speeds up. And the legs, being full of large muscles, suffer most. You might think you're just getting tired, but really, the engine under you is shrinking. Fourth, inflammation and cellular aging. Your cells are fighting a constant battle with stress, toxins, and time. Inflamed tissues stop working efficiently. Healing slows. Fatigue sets in. It becomes a vicious cycle. Pain causes inactivity. Inactivity worsens the root problem. But here's what most people never hear. This isn't inevitable. This isn't the final chapter. Yes, aging brings changes, but decline, that part is negotiable. You don't have to surrender to it. You can intervene, gently, naturally, and wisely. In fact, thousands have already started reversing this cycle by supporting the very systems that modern life often ignores. Not with aggressive workouts or miracle pills, but with mindful practices that restore circulation, reduce inflammation, and rebuild what's been quietly lost. And in the next chapter, I'll show you exactly how, using something your grandmother might have used and modern science now confirms. Stay with me.
Let me tell you about Mary. She's 73, the kind of woman who never sat still. She walked her dog every morning, kept her garden blooming all year round, and never missed a chance to play with her grandkids. But slowly, almost without her noticing, something shifted. At first, it was just discomfort when she stood for too long. Then came the swelling, random, unexplained. And then, the nights. She started waking up at 3 a.m., legs cramping so badly she had to walk the hallway just to breathe through the pain. Mary did what most of us would. She bought the expensive compression socks, tried every cream with relief on the label. She even considered prescription meds, despite the side effects list that felt longer than her grocery receipt. Some things helped a little, but nothing lasted. And deep down, she started to believe what so many of us fear. This must just be what growing old feels like. Until one afternoon, while rearranging her kitchen pantry, Mary found a small bottle pushed to the back, one she had bought months ago for cooking and forgotten about completely. It was rosemary oil. That moment, that bottle changed everything. Now, I know what you might be thinking. How could something so simple make such a difference? But rosemary oil isn't just another kitchen ingredient. It's one of nature's most powerful healers, hiding in plain sight. Used for centuries across the Mediterranean, rosemary oil has long been known to ease tired muscles, reduce swelling, and boost circulation. Shepherds used it after long days walking the hills. Grandmothers massaged it into their legs at night. And now, science is catching up with tradition. Modern studies show that rosemary oil contains compounds like rosmarinic acid, a natural anti-inflammatory more potent than many over-the-counter solutions. It stimulates peripheral blood flow, increases oxygen to the muscles, and helps reduce the very kind of fluid retention Mary was battling. What happened next surprised even her. Within days of applying it, just a few drops massaged gently into her legs each night, Mary's cramps started to ease. The swelling reduced. The pain less frequent. But more than anything, she started to feel hopeful again. It wasn't just about fixing her legs. It was about reclaiming her rhythm, getting back the life that had been quietly slipping away. And maybe, just maybe, what worked for Mary could work for you too.
This is the part where most people get it wrong. They hear about rosemary oil, rush to buy a bottle, slap it on their legs once or twice, and expect a miracle. But healing doesn't happen through urgency. It happens through presence. And what I'm about to show you isn't just a routine. It's a ritual. Step 1. The preparation. Set the stage. Right after your evening shower is the perfect time. Your skin is warm, your pores are open, your muscles are soft and ready. If you can't shower, just make sure your legs are clean and dry. Then, take your bottle of rosemary oil. Don't pour it cold, warm it between your palms. Feel it, smell it. Let your body know something sacred is coming. This small act of mindfulness is your first step toward healing. Step 2. The application, a moving meditation.
Pour 5 or 6 drops into your hand. That's all you need. Rosemary oil is potent. Start from your ankles. Use slow, upward strokes, always moving toward your heart. This is not just massage, it's circulation in motion. You're following the natural path of lymphatic flow, helping your body release what it no longer needs. Apply gentle but firm pressure. Linger on the calves, they often hold hidden tension. As you move up to your thighs, use broader strokes, like you're embracing your own body with care. Step 3. The breath. Healing through stillness. Don't rush. Breathe with every stroke. Inhale deeply, imagine drawing in light and vitality. Exhale, release tightness, heaviness, frustration. Let your breath guide your hands. Let your hands speak kindness to your body. This isn't just leg care, it's emotional hygiene. It's connection. Step 4. The commitment. Create your sacred space. Do this twice a day for 7 days. Once in the morning to energize your legs, once in the evening to release the day. Turn off your phone, light a candle, let this be your time. And remember, this is not selfish. It's self-respect. You're not just rubbing oil on your skin. You're rewriting the relationship with your own body. You're reminding your legs, I'm listening now. I'm here.
How long until I feel a difference? That's the question I get the most. And I understand it, because when your legs have felt like strangers for so long, the idea of change feels both exciting and almost impossible. But transformation doesn't always announce itself with fanfare. Sometimes it arrives quietly. Sometimes the most important changes happen beneath the surface before you even realize it. Day 1. Awakening. The first time you apply the oil, something subtle shifts. Yes, there's the scent, sharp, herbal, almost nostalgic. But more than that, it's the moment you pause. You're no longer ignoring your legs. You're touching them, breathing with them, being with them. And that, right there, is the beginning. It's not about instant relief. It's about restoring a relationship with your body that's been put on mute for far too long. Day 2. Response. By the second day, your body begins to notice. Maybe the swelling at the end of the day feels a little less intense. Maybe your sleep comes easier because your legs don't throb like they used to. Some people notice their skin feels softer, more supple. That's no accident. Rosemary oil is deeply hydrating and encourages gentle cellular renewal. But what matters more? You're starting to trust the process, and your body is starting to trust you back. Days 3 to 5, momentum. The routine begins to feel natural. You might even look forward to those 10 quiet minutes. Less pain, less tightness, more movement, more ease. Some people report more stability when walking. Others say they're sleeping through the night again, something they hadn't done in years. Each day builds on the last. And it's not just your legs that are changing. It's your mindset. You're remembering what it feels like to care for yourself. Days 6 to 7, renewal. By now, the ritual has become yours. The oil, the breath, the stillness, the strength. Your legs might not be perfect, but they're no longer ignored. They're lighter, more responsive, more alive. And perhaps most powerful of all, you realize you can do this. You don't need to surrender to decline. You have tools, you have rhythm, you have choice. W next. Many continue twice a day because it feels good. Others reduce to once a day for maintenance. There's no single rule, only what works for you. This 7-day journey isn't a prescription. It's an invitation to show up for yourself, to meet your body where it is and gently guide it back to where it longs to be. So, if you're ready, start with today, just today. Then show up again tomorrow and let healing take care of the rest. So here we are. You've listened to the science, you've felt the stories, and maybe, just maybe, you've started remembering something your body has been whispering all along. That healing doesn't have to be complicated. It just needs to be consistent, kind, intentional. No matter how long you've been struggling, no matter how far from yourself you've drifted, you can begin again, right now. Not with a prescription, not with pressure, but with a pause, a breath, a small bottle of rosemary oil, and a willingness to touch your own body with care. You don't need to wait for the right day. Your healing doesn't need to be dramatic to be real. Start tonight. Warm the oil, turn off the noise, give yourself 10 quiet minutes. And then tomorrow, do it again. One stroke at a time, one breath at a time. This is how you return, not to who you were, but to who you still are underneath the fatigue, the swelling, the stories of decline. And if this message spoke to something deep inside you, don't let it fade. Subscribe to this channel. Turn on notifications, not just to support the content, but to support yourself, so you have a place to come back to, a space that reminds you of what's still possible. And if you know someone who needs this message, someone who's been quietly giving up on their body, share this with them. Because healing spreads fastest when we remind each other that we're not alone. We begin again, together.